everybody. So I figured I would do a little vlog today. I haven't really vlogged in a few days only because nothing really went on and I don't want to just do a video and just nothing goes on. Okay, so I don't know if this is going to be a vlog or just like a sit down video because I want to just talk about a few things. So this might be a sit down video, but I'm saying it's a vlog just in case I decide otherwise, but if I don't, then you'll see the video will just end after I talk about a few things. Okay, so the reason I haven't really been vlogging is because I just haven't really had anything going on. Like I said, I've just been sitting at home, doing homework, not really doing a whole lot, and I don't want the videos to be boring. I don't want to just keep coming back and be like, oh, okay, just hung out, I didn't do anything, I just hung out. Like, I don't want the videos to be boring. So I guess I'm kind of doing it for you guys so that the videos aren't, like, so boring. So you're not just seeing me sitting at home and doing nothing. So, yeah. But anyway, so that was one thing I wanted to say as to why I haven't been vlogging very much. So another thing that I wanted to talk about was my baseball tournament I had this weekend. So it rained in the morning. And it wasn't supposed to rain. Well, I think it was. Like, the weather forecast said it was supposed to rain, but from what I remember, it wasn't really supposed to. It was supposed to be nice all day, but obviously that's subject to change, which it did. So it rained in the morning, like, during the first game, and then it cleared up, and then the sun came out, and it was nice out and everything. So it was in the morning, it was cold and raining, and then it cleared up. So luckily, I didn't have to play the first game because they had enough players. So I didn't have to play in the rain. I was under the tent the whole time. My family came and they watched me play. My uncle and 2 out of my 4 cousins. My aunt and my other 2 cousins. My other 2 cousins had prom, so she had to help them get ready and all that. So that's understandable. So I played a little bit during the first game. I was in the field for 1 inning, and the weird thing is that I didn't get to bat at all. I didn't get to do any because we play 3 games. And for the 3 games, I didn't get to bat. So I'm thinking, I don't really know, like my mom said this, but the reason might be because, okay, so if you're close to winning, like you're really close to winning with the other team, the thing is, like, they just have the people who are, like, really good at batting as opposed to the people who, like, people aren't so great, which, like, I was. Like, last year, I realized, like, during a game, I would never hit. I hit at practice. They saw me hit. And I told my dad, because I talked to my dad, and he said, well, you're not a good batter. It looked like you were a good batter on the video. And I'm like, I know. That was really weird. I don't know why I didn't get to bat. I mean, that's the only reason I'm thinking, like, if we're really close to winning, they're not going to have somebody bat who's not so good at it for, like, and ruin it. So that's the only reason I'm thinking. I don't know. So the game was fun. We won 1 game. I don't know what the scores were, which I guess is pretty bad. But we won one of the games. And last year we won no games. So that was an improvement. So like I said, we played 3 games. And yeah, it was a lot of fun. So then, okay. So another thing I wanted to talk about was, okay, so today I just got off the phone with AT&T. So we had Verizon, we switched to AT&T. I'm not really going to go into detail as to why, but all I'm going to say is we switched carriers. And when we switched carriers, Verizon is great. Like, they have great service. Like, I was in the house, the lowest I would ever have, maybe 3 bars, occasionally 1 or 2, but that's it. Like, Verizon was really good. Like, they had really good service. So when we switched to AT&T, and I've noticed this, like, ever since we switched, is that we have, like, no service in the house. No service at all. Like, yesterday, for example, my mother was on the phone with my brother. She was outside. He was able to hear her just fine. She comes back in the house, and he was starting to lose her. And this has happened to me. Like, I can't even talk on the phone in the living room. I would have to go upstairs, and, like, I was ordering Chinese food one day. I was giving him my credit card number, and the guy couldn't hear me. He's like, come closer to the phone. And I couldn't tell him. Like, I couldn't get all pissed off. Like, I have crappy phone service. I hate this. Like, I couldn't do that. Like, I was just, like, so I just tried to talk. I just had to keep repeating myself until he heard me. So then my friend I got does it, like, he told me to, I was fuzzing out. And I was getting mad because, like, I can't get like that with a Chinese guy. So I got mad, and I wasn't mad at him for telling me. Like, I know that's perfectly fine because I don't know I'm breaking up. But I was mad because there was nothing I can do about it. So, yeah. But when I can, I am going to go back to Verizon. Like, when I work and when I'm able to go on my own phone plan. But for now, I have to just stick with what I have. So this has gotten to the point where it's like we can't even talk on the phone in the house. And my mom is noticing it, and she said, you know what? She called AT&T this morning, and they told us what to do was to download this app called Mark the Spot. And when you download that, it will, you could say, for example, you're out somewhere, or you're at home or whatever, and you have a problem. Like, you don't have service, you get disconnected, you drop a call, whatever. You can report that to them. So they told us to do that and to see if they could. And then my mom was like, oh, I'll call her back and I'll see if she was able to track the spot for the market. So, she got a hold of another lady from AT&T. And this is what I don't like. Like, the tech support people tell you different things. Like, I remember I had a problem with my iPhone 5. I'm going to just, say this quickly. But I had a problem with my iPhone 5 where it wasn't recognizing the SIM card. And I think it might have been because I spilled juice on it, which, is a strong possibility as to why. And a guy, I guess, it got into the SIM card tray. I don't know. But it wasn't recognizing the SIM card. So, basically, my iPhone was an iPod, meaning I had no phone service. So I would try giving it soft resets, and I finally gave up. I was like, that's it. I'm calling Verizon. So one guy told us, I forget exactly what he told us, but he told us to go in settings, general. He wanted me to give him, the MEID number, things like that. So he basically just going into settings and doing certain things. I forget what he told us to do. So then we called another Verizon person because my mom was, back then, my brother and I were not on the account. You have to be an account holder. Even though your number's there, you have to be on the account. So back then, we weren't. So we had to call back. So, because my mom, the Verizon person had to talk to my mom and all that. And the other lady we talked to, the second lady we talked to, she said she actually helped us troubleshoot and I had service again. So what we had to do was take the SIM card out. And my brother said he was helping me with this because I couldn't use my phone, obviously. So it was dirty. It was gunky or something. So they told him to wipe off the little SIM card tray. And he just, used his shirt or whatever. So he did that, and he just we put it back. It was searching, and then it said Verizon network. I had service again, and I had not had a problem since. So, yeah, they tell you different things, which sometimes that can be annoying. I don't know, if any of you guys can relate to that, but it's kind of annoying because the other guy, if we did what he told us to do, it wouldn't have worked, but the other lady actually helped us troubleshoot. So, anyway, okay, so like I said before, the lady told my mom to go on the App Store, download this app called Mark the Spot, see if they could mark the spot. I don't know what they would do from there, but that's what they told us to do. So I did that. I put in that I had no service, I reported it, answered all the questions that you're supposed to answer, and then she called them back, and she talked to another lady, and she said, you have to, make sure you have to call AT&T, call technicals, make sure you're talking to technical support. And we already had a case open, and the case stays open until the 7th. So, yeah, and my mom had the case number, so I didn't take all that. So we had a case open. So we call the AT&T. So she told me to make sure I'm talking to technical support and make sure that I'm using Wi-Fi in the house. So I did all that. So what the guy told me to do is this little trick. So he told me to turn on Wi-Fi calling, and I thought only T-Mobile has Wi-Fi calling. But I guess I'm wrong. Because with Verizon, I didn't need it because Verizon is good automatically. But you got to understand, AT&T is a smaller network. They have less cell towers, so it's, coverage is not that great. So what he told me to do is, first of all, he told me to go turn on Wi-Fi calling. And he told me to go in settings, turn it on, and then go into, he had to do something on his end to enable it. So he had to go into, I had to go into Wi-Fi calling. Then this little trick he told me to do, because he wanted to show me that, because calls are being made over the network, so you could still get calls in airplane mode, which I don't know if that's good, because what if you're on an airplane? So he said he would call me right back. So what I had to do is I had to go into airplane mode, and I had to turn on airplane mode. And when you turn on airplane mode, everything is turned off. You have no Wi-Fi, you have no reception, you have no Bluetooth, nothing. Everything is turned off, because when you're on an airplane, you can't be like transmitting anything. So you have no data, no nothing. So he told me to go in, turn on airplane mode, turn Wi-Fi on, wait like 30 seconds, and then turn airplane mode off. So the first time I did that, he called me back. So then what he did was it still didn't do anything, because I enabled the Wi-Fi calling, verified my address, I answered the questions, agreed to the terms of service, all that, what I had to do. So the first time it kind of it didn't really work just yet, because I think he had to do something on his end. So then what he asked me to do was go into a part of the house where I get no reception. So when I'm upstairs, I'm in my bedroom, whatever, it works, it's fine. People can hear me just fine. I mean, occasionally I might cut out here and there, but it's usually, for the most part, it's fine upstairs. So I was I was moving around. I was starting to go downstairs, and the guy said, I was in the stairwell going downstairs, and he said, I was at the bottom of the steps, because I was going to go into the living room area, and he said, okay, it's getting bad now. I can hear it. So I stood there, and I just to make sure, I didn't move, because he wanted to know how many bars I had, all that. I didn't move. I just stayed there, and he said, we're going to hang up, do what you did before, turn on airplane mode, turn on Wi-Fi, and then I'm going to call you right back. So, he said, wait 30 seconds. So I did not. The second time, I did wait 30 seconds. I did. I was like, okay, because he told me to do what I did before, so I did just that. And I wasn't really quite sure if it was quite 30 seconds yet, so I didn't turn airplane mode off just yet. So he still called me. He was able to call me back, and I'm like, I'm really confused, because you're not supposed to get calls when you're in airplane mode. And he said, well, that's what I wanted to show you, because it's going to make calls. It doesn't matter if it's AT&T. If you're on Wi-Fi, you're still going to be able to do it. Now, the only way Wi-Fi calling is going to kick in is if you have 2 bars or less, which I guess is okay. So that's a little trick that you have to do. So I don't know if it's going to work with my mom. It should. I don't know, because I don't know if she has to call AT&T, have them do something, but I'm definitely going to tell her about it. So hopefully now it's a lot better, and I don't really have a problem, just until we can go back to something. Because the thing is, my mom doesn't want to go back to Verizon, because we literally just closed our contract. So we don't really want to go back. So, well, I want to go back to Verizon. I really like Verizon, but like I said before, for the time being, I have to stay with what I have until I'm working and I can afford to go on my own plan. So yeah, but anyway, so that's that with AT&T. So hopefully that's squared away, because my mom said, if we don't, let me know what happens. If it doesn't go well, I'm canceling the service today. And I don't want her to do that, at least not today anyway, because okay, so when we switched from Verizon to AT&T, I wasn't with her. It was kind of like a spur of the moment thing, and like I said, I'm not going to discuss why we did this, but it was kind of like a spur of the moment thing, and it was so my mom called me, and she's like, are you going to be okay with not having service for a little bit? Where are you? How far away from home are you? And I said, I was only a few minutes, so it really wasn't an issue, because I was going to be home in any second, and I knew my phone, I could still use my phone, it would just be an iPod, for if I wanted to go on Facebook or something or whatever. But I told her it wouldn't be a problem. I told her, it's fine. Okay, everybody, so I got a phone call But where was I? So I left off talking about how the SIM card. Okay, so when we switched from Verizon to AT&T, it was like I said, it was a spur of the moment thing. My mom called me. I was on my way home from school. She said, "Are you going to be okay with not having service for a while?" And I was like, "Yeah, it's fine. I'm just like a few minutes away from the house." And she said, "Okay, I'm at the AT&T store. I'm switching carriers." So, the guy gave her another SIM card. He gave her this little, like, tool that you use to take the SIM card out. Like, this little tool that they have, a thing that looks like a key. So they gave us that. And then the guy told us, what we have to do. And my mom actually did it. She was able to do it, like, within less than a minute. Because I didn't know how to do it. And I didn't want to. And she saw them do it right in the store. So the guy actually did it for her. She doesn't know how to take the case off her phone or anything, so he did everything for her. So, yeah. But anyway, so that's basically what we had to do. We had to change the SIM card since I wasn't with her. And I told her I don't want her to do anything yet, or at least not today, because if she has to do that, I'm going to be in school with no service. Because, the last time I was just on my way home, and I was only maybe, less than 5 minutes away from my house. So it wasn't an issue. Because like I said before, I could use my phone as an iPod if need be. So, yeah, so I was okay with that. But when I'm in school, because I have to contact, my Uber drivers and stuff, I really can't be in school with no service. So she said we're not going to do anything right now. We're just going to kind of wait it out, see what our options are, because we literally just closed our contract with Verizon, and you have to pay to close your contract with Verizon. So it would be really stupid to switch back, because if say we didn't do anything, we wouldn't be paying any money. So, we wouldn't, if we still stuck with Verizon, we wouldn't be paying anything. So, yeah. But that's basically, thing is, so for now, we're just going to use Wi-Fi calling. So it's somewhat okay for now. So yeah. So when we originally switched, the guy was on the phone with me because my mom put him on the phone with me so he could tell me what I have to do and all that, what to do when I get home. So all we had to do is just take the SIM card out and put the new one in. And it's really small and everything, so I just let my mom do it because I didn't want to drop it. I didn't want to, because if you were to lose that SIM card, you would never see it again. So, because it was so small, you literally would never find it. Even a sighted person. Well, sighted person maybe, but it's just really small. So, yeah. But anyway, so that's that. So another thing I wanted to talk about, I know this video is getting long, so I'm going to try to make this quick. So this isn't going to be a vlog. This is going to be a sit down video because I was just talking about a bunch of things. So, okay. So one thing that I cannot stand that YouTubers do is they act like their life is perfect. They only show the positive side of their life and they don't show any of the negative stuff. They act like their life is 100% perfect. They act like their life is rainbows and butterflies. And it's not. We all know, okay, you don't have to act like your life is perfect because it's not. And I know, I watch a lot of YouTube moms that have kids, and a lot of them don't really show when their kids misbehave. They don't show how they discipline their kids. They don't really talk about the negative side, when their kids misbehave, when their kid did this, when their kid got punished for something and what happened, if they were sent to timeout, whatever. They don't really talk about, the negative side. And it's just so aggravating because they act like their life is 100% perfect when life is not just rainbows and butterflies. But on YouTube, whatever, they make it seem like their life is perfect when it's not. I mean, we all know, okay, kids are going to misbehave. Kids are going to act up. It just happens. Kids are going to misbehave. So, yeah, I mean, I just don't really like it when... It's not that, I don't know if I don't like it necessarily, because, it's, not really any of my business, I guess, but I don't really, I find it kind of annoying, I guess, that people on YouTube make it seem like their life is perfect. So that's one thing I wanted to talk about. Yeah, so, I don't do that on my channel. I don't do that. I don't act like my life is perfect because it's not. Nobody's life is perfect all the time. Like, I was talking in one of my vlogs about how I was struggling in one of my classes. That's typically not something that people talk about. But I want to keep it real with you guys. I don't want to make it seem like my life is just rainbows and butterflies all the time, because I know it isn't. And it's just, because I know normally people wouldn't share that because, if they're struggling in a class, whatever, that's kind of private. Which I guess it is, but I'm not really, when I say I'm not a private person, I am, in certain respects. Obviously, you guys aren't going to get my credit card number. You're not going to get, my address, my phone number, any of my personal information. But when it comes to, things in my life, that's a little bit different. I just, the reason why we switched from Verizon to AT&T, that I want to keep private because, that's kind of, I don't really want my mom's business out there. But if it's something pertaining to me, when for example, if I'm struggling in a class or something, I have no problem sharing it because I have no problem, keeping it real with you guys. I have no problem showing you guys that, yes, there's going to be a negative side to life too. It's not just going to be positive 100%. So I have no problem with that. I want to keep it real with you guys because I'm going to show you guys that life isn't perfect because it's not. It's just because I know that's something that people typically don't share. They wouldn't share things like that, but it's still a little bit different. So I'm going to keep it real with you guys. I'm going to tell you guys, when things aren't going so well either. So, yeah. There was one more thing I wanted to say, and I totally forgot what it was I was going to say about on this topic. But, yeah, the thing is, if it's something that pertains to me or something, yeah, I will share it. But there are certain things, if it's, something pertaining to someone else, then it's going to have to be private. But with me, when I told you before that I was struggling in one of my classes, I still kind of am, but, yeah. But when I told you guys that, that was just something pertaining to me. That wasn't about someone else. So, yeah. But anyway, it's gonna do it for this video. And I'm gonna go because this video has been really long. So be sure to comment, subscribe if you haven't. And, okay, one more thing is I do have my groceries coming tomorrow, so I plan to do a grocery haul. I'm not really sure if it's going to be vlog style or not, if I'm just going to, it's going to be a quick grocery haul. I'm going to, set everything up, do a quick little grocery haul, but either way, it'll be something. But, yeah, so anyway, I'm going to go for right now, and I will talk to you guys in my next video. Alright, bye guys.